G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a furious Cattleprod with 40% faster swing speed as a secondary legendary effect. This is yet another weapon added by the Wastelanders expansion, and is relatively easy to get. I believe you only need a reputation rating of cautious on the settlers, and this will be available from the guy that you usually would buy your weapons from. Michael? Is it Michael? I don't even know. I don't actually care, to be honest. But anyways, what we've got here is a medium swing speed weapon with one-handed variety. So you've got your gladiator perks adding to this. And what I consider to be the superior pick for the medium swing speed gladiator weapons is the ski sword with the metal shards in it doing 127 damage versus this one's 118 and 25 energy damage slapped on top of that as well. So this technically does out damage it, which would mean it is a top tier weapon, which is nice. It's also a Cattleprod, so some more New Vegas feels out of that, and this glows and it'll have some electricity on it once we get into actually hitting stuff with it, which is cool. There's a standard modification here, but as far as my knowledge goes, there are no actual mods for this. I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe they're going to add in stuff later, and there's also an appearance thing, so they're going to sell us skins for this thing. So if you really like this thing, well, you can get a skin from it, at least in time. So let's go ahead and chuck on some perks now, and we'll see what we can get out of this thing. So it is, like I said, a one-handed weapon, so all of these gladiator perks need to go on it, especially expert, which I commonly miss. There it is. And we're going to chuck on the bloody mess in luck here. Yeah, basically the standard build happening. We've got adamantium skeleton, a couple of other survivability perks, sneaking perks for getting sneak attack criticals up to 3 times multiplier. There's some better criticals there. Bloody mess is there as well. I actually put that on. You saw that, but yeah. Serendipity's on if we drop below a certain amount of health. Coin flip chance to not even take damage. So now we're doing 244-ish damage with those combined versus the 216. So definitely a step up, which is nice because honestly, the medium swing speed of gladiator class weapons hasn't been great in Fallout 76. So giving it a little boost is it's nice. Okay, so here we are outside of the Fred Durst concert, and that's what the Cattleprod looks like. And if you swing it, there's some electricity going on there, which is kind of cool, I guess. And armor bits, which are currently sitting dormant right now, as evidenced by my stats. And yeah, I'm not super worried about Snottier because my perception is a dump stat on this character. It's all unyielding AP regen, so it'd be good if I'm constantly power attacking. Now, the Furious effect, if you don't know, does plus 5% damage per hit to a maximum of 50% or 45%. And what that means is if you can't hit him in the first hit, the second hit will hit him harder and really seal the deal. So that's good. Also, it makes a cool sound when you hit stuff with it, which is nice. It's a nice sound. It's a new sound to listen to whilst you're chopping through the ranks of whatever you want to shoot through. Just some general mutations. Just these guys, the mutants. And we're one-shotting everything already. The perks of having an extremely high strength build here. And the sneak attack multipliers. Our cover will be blown at some point, and we'll see what this thing can do without these glorious multipliers, and we'll see how we go. We've got full adrenaline now, so we might as well make use out of this. Every bit of damage that I take is, well, not every bit, but I'll commonly take the damage. It'll raise my adrenal reaction, it'll raise my strength due to the unyielding armor right now. So now we're doing, yeah, 339 and 72 with my special looking like that. I actually don't think I've hit the next unyielding threshold yet, so a couple more hit points of damage more and I'll bump it up again. Because keep in mind that every point of strength is plus 5% melee damage, which is extremely powerful. Yeah, they've really made melee good in this game, which is pretty good. I mean, you're always going to have the flaw of it not being able to deal with anything at range, but, I mean, with damage like this, you can close the gap while sneaking. That's just a baby super mutant. Let's not care about him. Oh, that dogger is dead. And I've picked up radworms too. That's interesting. Why? I guess I haven't rolled the second mutation, the second disease yet. But now we're doing, yeah, we've got 20 strength now. Don't need to worry about fall damage. My armor makes me immune to it. 360 and 67, which is very good. Let's move on inside. Alrighty, let's see how we go without the use of sneak for these guys. And we'll run up and power attack them. And if we hit them in the face, it'll hopefully do more damage. We might want to aim high whilst our health is still at half and not anywhere near nerd rage. That seems to do the job though. Another doggo there, hit him in the head for 700 damage. Yeah, I've noticed the dudes with the hunting rifles doing so much more damage now, so you actually got to kind of watch out for those guys, which, you know, is nice because usually the main threat of this place would be the dudes with the automatic rifles, but, you know, whilst they're still hitting you quite hard, now the ones with the slower firing weapons can actually do a number on your health bar, which is, you know, it's more dangerous. There's higher stakes now, which in turn makes me want to sneak more. 2 doggos in here. Yeah, they've really ramped up the amount of doggos in this place, and honestly, it might have been to nerf XP, because, well, this was one of the go-to farming places for everyone and their mothers, because super mutants aren't exactly the, you know, the greatest foe to fight in terms of how much skill it takes to get them, because they're big dum-dums that seem to take a whole lot of bullets, which is interesting. Oh, they've also let a dog control the consoles for the vats of, I guess, Sprite, so that's interesting. Whether having the amount of dogs that they have in here now is interesting or better, I don't really know. There we go, there's 2 there. We're hitting them with power attacks to the head. Seems to be doing them in quite well. I'm not even getting a reading of the damage I'm doing on these guys. We'll peep that damage as soon as I'm done with this super mutant, because I believe that is all of them except for the ones in the hell room, but I pretty much ignore that place now because there's no reason. We get the idea of this thing. So 562 and 83 versus the 604. So yeah, obviously that gap will increase as we get the higher damages and the multipliers and blah blah blah. Let's move on. Now, in terms of Furious on a melee weapon, obviously swing speed synergizes pretty well with that, because you want to be swinging these things as fast as you possibly can to, you know, make use of that Furious damage. And it's particularly useful against things that you can't exactly one-shot. If you can't two-shot them, then you've got an extra 15% damage on your next hit, which is pretty good. And if you can't 3-shot them, an extra 20, and so on and so forth, which is actually really good. It was extremely powerful in Fallout 4 because it used to be plus 15% to a stack that would, you know, it'd never go down. There's not an enemy in that game that can stand up to more than, you know, too many shots of it, but if there was something like a Scorched Beast Queen in Fallout 4 with the regular old Furious, they're in the range weapon. You could get it on as Splatter Cannon from the Nuka World DLC, but you could probably one-mag the thing, considering your mags can have like 80 bullets in them. Okay, Operation Stealth isn't working as well as I thought it would be, but that's fine. We're tanky. We don't have the usual perks that we would have with Unarmed to give us extra survivability, like Blocker or Barbarian, but we seem to be pretty tough. We've got that 8 endurance. Was that a minigun? It's a vampire's minigun. It's a pretty good minigun, but it'll be under-leveled, so that's a shame. Plus, I've got one with extra fire rate, which is helpful. Power attack this guy. It's not too bad. So, yeah, if I wanted to queen test this thing, I'm thinking I might be able to go well. Obviously, I'm not going to queen test any melee weapon until we actually can cripple the thing. But, yeah, it might be interesting just to see how it works. Obviously, I'd have nerd rage going on because having all of those perks adding towards my damage makes the fight last, no, not quite as long as it would without, but, you know, having a Furious weapon rather than a Bloodied might be interesting, even though I'll never get the amount of damage as I possibly could. I'm just beating up wildlife now, I'm a monster. Come here. There we go. Wonder if you hit cows with this, would they violently explode like that? You know, they'd probably move a little bit faster. It'd be interesting if these things made the cows that you have to escort on those missions where, you know, the sheep squatches at the end. If you whacked them with this, they just hold ass to the end. Now that would be a meta thing to do. That'd be sick. So I'm kind of noticing a few of the New Vegas ideas, concept, the weapons. Where are they? I still haven't memorized these guys' spawns yet. Someone's got a plasma gun. Ooh, big plasma gun. Good for you, mate. They're actually a decent source of getting the somewhat rare weapons, because they'll occasionally carry plasma guns. They'll have handmaids on them from time to time, which is good because you always want to grab all of those parts, because as soon as you get the suppressor, the game becomes easy. And there's a vampire ski sword. That's nice. It'd be nice if it was like a 3-star thing, but whatever. We can't expect the game to be nice to us all the time, especially when in turn we break the fuck out of it. Sometimes by accident, other times not so much. Anyway, so we'll carry what adrenaline we do have into Swan, and hopefully we can find his face this time. And if we can't, we can actually see if we can't make use out of our Furious legendary effect. In fact, I'm not even going to sneak for this. Let's see this. See how it works. That. We got carried there by the extra swing speed, and the extra Furious damage was helpful there, which is nice. Had he been moving around, or if we staggered him, then it would have been even easier, but still. Alright, let's just send it right in there. Also, there's I think there's more Blood Eagles that usually hang out here. I could not mistake the sound of a 50 cal going off. Actually, how does he deal with damage over time? Oh no, he is not lacking that. Poor him. We actually got some damage over time, so I might have to stim pack now. That's okay. We kind of had to do that, otherwise I'd die, and that's not fun. Oh, that one's got a power fist, but it actually had a super sledge. You know, the first time I saw one of those Blood Eagle guys carrying around one of those new industrial hands, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna grab it. And then they didn't. They had something else. Come at me, crabs. There we go. To the face, doing 119 damage, and I do realize we did miss this one, so we'll take him out. Now, he's diseased, so let's not touch him, but if we can prod him at a distance, which is easy with a Cattleprod. Hello. There you go. That was lucky. Kill this one. We should have full adrenaline easily by now. There we go. We'll toss a grenade for... Oops, I don't even know where that one went. The grenade sacrifice was good enough. Let's get in there. The queen's out and about. She's not stuck in her animation. We'll see what we can do. Well, she's going to stomp first of all, and again even. But as soon as we were able to get around her, she couldn't really do much other than that. So, yeah, quick killer indeed. If you've got a build set up for melee, you can kick a lot of ass with that, even if you aren't sneaking, which is good stuff. Okay, so we're right into it at Fissure Site Prime, and I've actually dropped the train yard smash now because only Snellies spawn there. It was supposed to simulate the randomness of the Wasteland encounters because it was like a box of chocolates. You didn't know what you were going to get. But now it just spawns Snellies all the time, which is boring. They're kind of easy to beat anyway. Speaking of easy to beat, this Scorched Beast should be a piece of piss. That is if we don't get staggered all the time. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Use that Furious effect to pretty decent effect there. Also, noticing this guy. Take you out. Alright. No more Mr. Nicebecker. We're going... Or Mrs. Nicebecker. Because we're going sneaky mode now. And we should have that bat spawning around here. It does the sting again. For ooh, straight to landing. Very poor choice of actions there. So we weren't actually sneak critting him, but that kind of simulated what kind of damage we get, which I think is quite enough for killing these guys with a single shot. That would be why there isn't any of the, yeah, that'd be why I wasn't getting the sneak criticals, because this Deathclaw, you see, was aggroing the rest of the Scorched, and hopefully that kills it. Yep. Right, I'm not going to be able to get a headshot. But I can almost take it out before it takes off. That's a shame that the Deathclaw spawned and kind of messed up, but the damage numbers were showing, yeah, we could one-shot these guys if we hit them in the noggin, which is good stuff. Speaking of, where are you? Eat shotgun. Oh no, you're not doing that. Come on. Way to elongate the video out, stupid AI. Or unless I, what the goddamn is going on here? You feeling alright, Bat? Have I crashed the servers? What's going on here? Come on, concentrated fire. Do your thing. This is what having one perception is like, by the way. Well, that Scorched Beast is done with, and I think you get the point of the Cattleprod. It's actually a pretty sick weapon, and if you... Yeah, you can't drop them, so I can't actually offer this up to trade, even though I probably would, because it's a decent weapon. Get away from me, you fucking turds. Yeah, that's right, get out of here. Get hit for 1,000 damage. So, on that note of that Scorched Beast just having a fucking mid-air seizure, I'm going to call the video there. If you'd like to see this weapon in your game, you're going to have to get it yourself. Remember, you got to grab it from... Oh, okay, he unfucked himself. Well, I don't kind of care either, so whatever. So yeah, you gotta go to old mate over here, and oh, it's on now. Teach you to fucking hold me up. There we go. So yeah, you gotta grab it from I don't know the dude's name. You'll know him. He's near the board. You walk past him like every time you go and see Paige, and players of this game know what I'm talking about. He's just the usual old merch salesman. But yeah, definitely worth grabbing if you want a cool solution for a one-handed build. Although I'm thinking that the in terms of a superior melee pick, the industrial hand is a lot better because you can just use it as unarmed and have all of those survivability perks as well. But there's my thoughts on it. Definitely worth having if you haven't checked it out or are curious on how it goes. But make sure I mean, grab a swing speed one. That's really good. Furious is great. Anti-armor would be good too. Bloodied, perfect. Power armor damage would be nice as well. Get away from me, you fucking asshole. Alright, we're done. See you later.